There's a name you can't forget, a person who keeps appearing in your heart, your dreams, or your silent moments. No matter how much you try to move on or distract yourself, they keep showing up. You've made dua, you've asked Allah for a sign, you've begged for clarity. Ya Allah, is this person meant for me, or am I just imagining things? But here's the question. What if the sign already came, and you simply didn't recognize it? What if it wasn't a dream or a loud miracle, but a quiet feeling, a sudden pause in your plans, a repeated delay, a verse that struck your heart in the middle of recitation? Allah speaks through many ways, not with a voice, but with wisdom. Not always with what you want to hear, but with what you need to see. In this video, we're going to explore how Allah might have already spoken to you about this person. We'll go deep, not just into the emotions, but into the signs that often go unnoticed. And most importantly, we'll walk you through how to confirm whether this person was sent by Allah to complete your path or to redirect it. Stay with me until the end, because by the final chapter, you might receive the very clarity you've been praying for. The language of signs. Allah does not communicate with us in human voices. You won't hear Him call a name or send you a direct message, but His way of guiding us never stops. In Surah Fussilat, Allah promises, "We will show them our signs in the horizons and within themselves until it becomes clear to them that it is the truth." Quran 41:53. This means that signs are all around you, not just in the sky or the world, but inside your heart too. And yes, that includes the people you feel drawn to. Sometimes Allah places a strong feeling in your chest, a sense of peace, or a deep warning. You can't explain it, but it's there. Other times, Allah blocks your plans over and over again. You try to speak to them, but something always interrupts. You make efforts, but it never flows. That's not just coincidence. It could be Allah gently holding you back. And there's also discomfort, not loud, not painful, but quiet, soft, and deep. Something doesn't feel right, but your emotions are too loud to notice it. The real question isn't, did Allah answer me? The real question is, were you listening with your soul, or were you listening only to your desires? Because the signs are already there. You just have to look with the eyes of your heart. You just need to accept the answer when their presence changes your deen. One of the strongest ways Allah guides you about someone is by showing you how their presence affects your connection with Him. Pay close attention to what changes in your soul when they are near, or when you think of them. If this person brings you closer to your Creator, if being around them makes you more careful with your salah, more serious about your modesty, more focused on your purpose, more gentle with your words, and more aware of your behavior, then understand, that's not just love. That's a sign. It's a reminder that this person might be a part of your path to Jannah, because what comes from Allah will never lead you away from Him. But if their presence makes you feel distant from your Lord, if your prayers become weak, if your heart feels heavy with guilt, if you start excusing things you once knew were wrong, and if your priorities start to shift away from your faith, then Allah may already be showing you something. He might not be using words, but the effect that person has on your deen, that is a message. Not everyone who enters your life is meant to stay. Some people are there to test your obedience, not to bless your future. You don't need more signs. You just need to be honest with yourself. Allah speaks through the change you experience. The question is, are you becoming someone better for His sake, or someone you don't even recognize anymore? The dua that unveils truth. There is a special prayer that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ taught us when we're unsure about something important. It's called Salat al-Istikhara, the prayer of guidance. This prayer isn't about forcing something to happen. It's about asking Allah to show you what is best, and to make the path smooth if it's good, or to take it away if it's not. The Prophet ﷺ said, "If any one of you is concerned about a decision, let him pray 2 rak'ahs and say the dua of Istikhara." When you make this prayer with a sincere heart, you're asking Allah, "Ya Allah, if this person is good for my religion, my life, and my future, then bring it closer. But if it will harm my faith or my peace, then take it away and remove my attachment too." But here's what many people don't realize. The answer may not appear in a dream. It might not come with a big sign in the sky. Sometimes the answer is simple. Something you planned just doesn't happen. They stop reaching out. A problem rises out of nowhere. Or suddenly, your heart no longer feels comfortable moving forward. These are not accidents. These are gentle answers from the one who knows what you do not. So when things pause, break, or shift after Istikhara, don't panic. Pay attention. That silence, that delay, that change, it's Allah's way of guiding you. Even no answer is an answer. Even distance can be mercy. This is how Allah speaks to protect your future. When you're the only one trying, when something truly comes from Allah, it does not come with confusion that keeps growing. It does not demand that only one person carries all the weight. Even when there are tests, there is still ease. Even when there are delays, there is still hope. Because what is written for you by Allah will always have balance, not pressure that breaks you. If you find yourself always being the one who starts the conversations, if you are the only one making dua, thinking about the future, trying to fix things, and holding everything together, then it's time to pause and reflect. Is this what Allah wants for me? Or am I forcing something that He is trying to gently remove? Allah's plans do not require you to beg someone to care. You should never be begging for attention, for respect, or for clarity. When a relationship is from Allah, it brings partnership. You both strive for the same goal, not just for marriage, but for Jannah. You both remind each other of prayer. You both support each other's growth. You both rise together in faith. Islam teaches us that true companionship is not about romance alone. It is about shared obedience to Allah. It is not one soul dragging another, but two souls moving in the same direction, step by step, with patience and sincerity. So if you feel like you're the only one trying, the only one sacrificing, the only one holding on, maybe the answer has already come. Maybe Allah is showing you that you were never meant to carry something alone, that was never built on both hearts turning to Him. When red flags are wrapped in emotions, you've noticed the signs. The way they get angry too quickly. The way they make excuses when it's time to talk about Allah. The way their promises sound good, but their actions tell a different story. You feel it. The warning signs are not hidden. They're right in front of you. But your emotions speak louder. Your heart says, maybe they'll grow. Your thoughts whisper, give it more time. You hold on, not because everything is right, but because you're scared of letting go. And in all of this, Allah may have already answered you, not through a loud voice, but through repetition. The same mistakes, the same disappointments, the same cycles. These are not just coincidences, they are gentle warnings. They are reminders that what looks good to you may not be good for you. In Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah reminds us, but perhaps you hate a thing and it is good for you. And perhaps you love a thing and it is bad for you. Allah knows, and you do not know. Qur'an 2:116. Sometimes Allah removes someone not to hurt you but to save you from future pain. Sometimes what you feel as love is just a lesson in disguise. Don't let emotions blind you from truth. Don't silence the signs that keep repeating. When Allah shows you a red flag, it's not just a warning, it's protection. When silence feels heavy, there are moments when you ask Allah for an answer, but nothing happens. No sign, no dream, no message, just silence. You wait. You look for a clue, you ask again, but still, nothing changes. No progress, no breakthrough, no clear direction. And in that quiet, you begin to feel frustrated. You think maybe Allah isn't answering me. But this silence you feel, it's not empty. It carries meaning. It is not a punishment. It might be the clearest answer you'll ever receive. That heaviness in your chest, that feeling like you're walking in circles, that emotional tiredness that comes without reason. These are signs too. They are Allah's way of protecting your heart from what you cannot see. They are His mercy in disguise. Sometimes Allah doesn't give you what you asked for. Not because He didn't hear you, but because He knows it will harm you later. He may pause the process to redirect you. He may delay your request to build you. And sometimes He gives you no sign at all, because He wants you to move on from what was never written for you in the first place. So don't ignore the silence. It's not a void, it's a shield. And that, too, is Allah speaking. How to confirm it's from Allah. Now you might be wondering, how do I truly confirm if this person is from Allah? You've made dua. You've thought deeply. but your heart still wants certainty. Let's walk through 5 simple but powerful signs that can help you understand. This is not guesswork, it's reflection based on truth. First, peace in prayer. When you talk to Allah about this person, do you feel calm? Or does your heart feel tight and anxious? True peace comes from Allah. If your soul feels settled after prayer, that's not a small thing, that's a sign. Second, support and deen. Look at how they influence your faith. Do they remind you of Allah? Do they help you become more sincere, more obedient, more focused on your Istikhara? If their presence makes you neglect your salah, delay your goals, or lower your standards, that's a red flag, because someone sent by Allah will never lead you away from Him. Third, consistent clarity. Do they speak the truth, or do they change their words? Do they make things easy to understand, or do they confuse you with silence and half-promises? What comes from Allah brings clarity, not games. Fourth, signs after Istikhara. When you pray Istikhara and ask Allah for guidance, pay attention to what happens afterward. Is the path getting easier? Are things moving forward naturally? Or do you face blocks, delays, or a strange lack of progress? Don't ignore the shift after Istikhara. It reveals a lot. Fifth, confirmation through Qur'an or life events. Sometimes the verse you hear in a khutbah feels like it was meant just for you, or a message in a lecture speaks directly to your situation, or something unfolds in your life that mirrors your doubts or fears. This is not random. It's Allah guiding your steps. If these 5 areas point in the same direction, if your heart feels at peace, if your deen is growing, if things become clearer, if Istikhara is followed by ease, and if signs in your surroundings support the same answer, then you have every reason to trust it. Because Allah never leaves His servant lost. He doesn't confuse you. He directs you, gently, wisely, and always at the right time. The dua for certainty. Let us close with a heartfelt supplication, because sometimes the answers we seek are not found in words, but in turning back to the One who holds all things in His perfect wisdom. If there's someone on your mind, if your heart is unsure, if you keep asking whether they are truly meant for you, then say this dua sincerely. Ya Allah, if this person is written for me in goodness, bring us together in a way that pleases you. And if they are not meant for me, remove them gently from my life and remove my attachment from my heart. Grant me clarity without pain and patience without confusion. Ya Allah, don't let me miss what is from you, and don't let me hold on to what you've already removed. Say it with belief, say it with trust, and say it knowing that Allah will always choose what is best, even when you don't understand it in the moment. Your heart is not forgotten. It is being shaped, prepared, protected. What you are waiting for will come to you. Not too soon, not too late, but exactly when Allah knows you're ready. And that is where true certainty lives. Allah has already spoken about this person. The signs have been shown, the guidance has been placed in front of you. Now it's your turn to listen carefully, to watch with clarity, and to confirm with a heart that trusts Allah more than its own emotions. If this message touched something inside you, if it brought you even a little closer to understanding your situation, then type in the comments, I trust Allah's decision. Let this be a moment of surrender, not confusion. And if you know someone who is also waiting for a sign, someone unsure about who's meant for them, share this video with them. Because maybe, just maybe, Allah is speaking to them too.